So it's been almost 3 months since the last video. Since then I've been working on a new project and thought of the original idea to start my own devlog. I wanted this new project of mine to have a large exploration feel with quests and also a choice to make a home somewhere and build a village for yourself. So I started by making a really simple Minecraft style world generator and an isometric third person character, and I've been calling it Minecraft 2 as a joke for these past few months because I've yet to get a good name for the project. I created a simple building feature and added a vibrant color scheme to the world, and I was left with this shit. I began working on an inventory system. I used coding with Unity's inventory system sort of as a base for what I wanted to create. Link to his channel below. He's got some great info-packed videos and tutorials. I added things upon that inventory such as splitting items, dropping items, and consuming foods. I then created an equipment interface and added a secondary slot where a weapon or tool could be placed on your back, and I added relative damage to what you were hitting based upon what you were using, and soon after added an armor/defense system to the character. There's still things on my list to do with the inventory system, such as durability to weapons and equipment, and just more statistics and attributes in general for items. In every survival game, they have a crafting system, so I created a really simple crafting system using a 2x2 grid like Minecraft's, but I quickly realized I don't want to have new players looking up crafting recipes and items, so I took some inspiration from the game Raft and made the crafting system similar to theirs, making the experience a little bit more user-friendly. There will be more added to this crafting recipe UI when I find time to add more items and feel like I need to organize them by classes, and possibly a search bar as well. Creating the character wasn't difficult. I wanted to have a wide range of functionality with movements but have a low poly cubic look, so I went with a Minecraft style guy with split joints and a more angled body with Rayman limbs, I guess. The head and limbs sort of float magically, which may play into the story later on, I'm not sure, but I want the character to be able to have these large attacks with this insane flexibility while having this low poly design, so I went with this simple design, which was one of many that I drew. So now all I had to do was just create a 3D model and rig him, and thanks to the failure of hitting record, I can just do it in the snap of my fingers. Now that we have a model and rig, I can set up some inverse kinematics or IK and start animating this bad boy. I'm gonna roll it to a quick little time lapse, and I hope you guys enjoy that. So I threw some animations into the game. I had to redo a couple that looked a little weird in motion, almost as if he was dancing or like ice skating, but overall I think they came out really nice. At around this time in development, I was packing up my bags and going out for a weekend trip up north with my girlfriend. It was a nice weekend break from the game, and I could just put my feet up and relax, but I still thought about the trouble and insanity of the world generation. I read up on articles, discussions, and even watched some speeches on random generation, but I don't think I even wanted to take that path anymore. I don't want to rip off Minecraft too much, and I want to have a more in-depth story to my game, and also the terrain was sort of clunky. And that's when I took some time and I thought about the choice to just make the terrain and world by hand. And honestly, as an old CSGO level designer, that was a great choice. It's going to cut back on loading times, and I'll be able to create this world with full control. Plus, I won't have to worry about any extra coding for the world and the generation, which is going to save me time. But I'll have to put that time into something that I do enjoy. So along with those change of plans, I started on a new camera and character movement. I hooked up a new perspective camera and started changing the old script to comply with rotating around the character when not moving, and I then wanted the camera to be a little offset to either the right or left, similar to Fortnite and most other third-person games. With this, I was going to add a crosshair, but then noticed the attacking wasn't getting casted from the player to the crosshair, so we had to find the collision in which our camera raycast attacks, update our player raycast to look towards that hit point, and then attack or interact. It sounds complicated, but hopefully my diagrams help. Along with that change, I would be able to properly aim the newest item, the bow. Along with the bow, I added a quiver slot to the equipment interface, which holds only arrows. I then added a simple pop-up interface in the inventory to display some basic stats on weapons and tools and bows and stuff, and interact with foods and items. And this was a very important piece I added to the game. It kind of made the inventory feel much more structured than it was before. And after this was completed, I made some grass textures in Blender and some basic color textures and put them together on the terrain. And lo and behold, we have this beautiful game. If you guys made it here and enjoyed this video, please be sure to at least like the video, and if you want to stay updated, then feel free to subscribe. Other than that, don't forget to wash your hands, wear a mask, and vaccinate your kids. Alright, see ya.